Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Counselor's Office. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor, and we are back with some more Destiny news. I figure why not keep on training through. There's a lot of news and things coming out in the Destiny/Bungie world, and so here we are with the most recent Bungie's directors and staff transition to Sony as part of the post-layoff integration supporting PlayStation's live service push as well as Bungie's. We're gonna go check this title out. So it says supporting PlayStation live service push. So if you don't remember back in the day, when I say back in the day, over in the summer, people got fired. And then a lot of people were being forced to being merged into Sony. And I've seen several people tweeting out like, I'm quitting Bungie and I'm going over to Sony. I fully expect more of this to happen, by the way. But this was from the outcome of Bungie and their poor decisions. But let's read the article. This is by the Game Post. Link will be down below for you guys. Bungie begins its integration with Sony following a second round of layoffs. Key staff and directors transition to Sony to support PlayStation's live service initiatives and Bungie projects. So it sounds like they will be working on some of the Bungie stuff. We'll see. But it says Bungie projects. It doesn't say Destiny, so maybe a Marathon or any other future product. I'm not for sure. But we know that they're working on PlayStation's live service initiatives, meaning they're working directly with PlayStation for specific live service things. That we don't know specifically what that implies. We just know that they're going to work hand in hand with Sony, but they're within Sony. That's their new position. Let's keep reading. In the past year, Bungie has seen significant internal changes, having gone through 2 rounds of layoffs that have impacted hundreds of employees. The first round cuts came in October 2023, impacting around 8% of the company. Fast forward to July 2024, the Bungie CEO, Pete Parsons, the car man, announced a second round of layoffs affecting around 220 staff members in a blog post. Parsons shared that the company was working closely with its parent company, Sony Interactive Entertainment, to help soften the blow. Hey, all the people that lost their job, do you feel like the blow to your ball sack and vagina was soft? Or when they kicked you in the butt out the door, was it soft? Did they soften the blow? Did they wear slippers? That way it felt really comfy when they drop kicked your ass out of Bungie? Okay. Anyways, we are deepening our integration with Sony Interactive Entertainment, meaning we're trying not to lose more jobs, but they can't work for us anymore, so we're moving them somewhere else. Working to integrate 155 of our roles, roughly 12% into Sony over the next few quarters, Parsons tweeted or stated. I think it was a tweet. Bungie's integration with Sony PlayStation. Now, 3 months later, the effects of this integration are becoming more apparent. Since September 2024, several Bungie employees have announced their move to Sony. As of now, some of the key departments impacted by the shift, including marketing, HR, art, IT, and production. These transitions from Bungie to Sony will continue to support Bungie's projects while also supporting other PlayStation studios. The 2 prominent Bungie directors have also made their move to Sony. Adam Glowgoer, previously the director of Total Rewards at Bungie, who the fuck is that, announced his new role as director of Total Rewards at Sony Interactive Entertainment. Similarly, Joseph Bivald, marketing art director at Bungie, has joined Sony PlayStation as art director. Well, I don't even know who the hell Joseph is. While now part of Sony, Bill Bywald is still playing a crucial role in supporting Bungie's work on Destiny and the upcoming Marathon project. As art director, I will play a central role in enhancing and expanding Sony Interactive Entertainment live service creative capabilities while continuing to collaborate closely with the Bungie team to produce marketing art for Destiny and eventually Marathon, Bywald announced on his LinkedIn profile. So I'm assuming he's going to be doing other Sony games as well, like anything else in the future. Like, imagine if Concord was actually successful. I imagine that he would be one of the dudes posting art for that too. This isn't the first time Bungie leadership has transitioned to Sony. Before the announcement of the second round of layoffs, former Bungie CTO Louis Vilgus and managing director Jeremy Rich revealed they were joining Sony Interactive, where they will continue supporting Bungie as well as other PlayStation studios. I love how they specify we're doing Bungie and PlayStation. No. What you're doing is just PlayStation. Bungie is now under the umbrella of PlayStation, you are not working specifically for Bungie. You're working for the whole economy of Sony, the whole lifespan of the company. You're working for it all, because if you're doing live service, anything under the umbrella, including Bungie, will be part of that. I thought it was very interesting. It is something that we should. It's nothing like new, like, oh, more layoffs. This is just kind of wrapping up things that happened in July. It's just extending. But I expect, to be honest, I expect more, maybe not layoffs, but I do expect more integration, especially if Bungie's not successful. That's my thought process is I think if Bungie's not successful with Marathon and they're not bringing numbers back, like let's look at the numbers for Destiny right now. This is the week 3 of Season of the Revenant. I think unironically, it's better than episode 1, but it's still pretty bad. Like this is pretty bad. I mean, you look at here and here, like this is obviously Final Shape, but even before Final Shape, numbers were significantly better. I mean, you've even look at some of the other like Lightfall numbers, they are better than what we have now. And that says volumes. Again, it is better than what we were. We lost like 90% of the player base. We were down bad. We were down bad. And so this is good, but I don't think it's good enough to keep people from losing their jobs or being integrated more into Sony. I expect more. Let's see, what are people saying down below? Pete Parsons should resign. Absolutely. We don't need PD anymore. You can let Pete Parsons go. This will probably be really good for the game. We'll see. Well, boys, after 8 long years of Destiny, I wish you all good night and happy travels. I'll see you Starside. Okay, whatever. Destiny finally be PlayStation only soon. I don't know about that. I'm going to be honest. I don't see that ever happening. Now, maybe run by PlayStation only, like Sony specifically, and not Bungie anymore. That's a very big possibility. But do I think that it's going to be PlayStation only? No. Bungie doesn't have, or Destiny doesn't have that kind of pull. It just doesn't. They would have to make like Destiny 3 or something. Okay, but now can we gut Pete Parkinson's now? Imagine losing your job at Bungie and getting put on the Concord team. Might honestly be worse than straight up getting fired and being jobless. Oh, that's what I felt about that. A lot of BS was coming out. Woo! A lot of hot air, baby. And it begins. Sony will consume a chunk of Bungie and then dissolve the company. I do see that being an eventuality if they don't really turn the ship. Right now, the Titanic, we're at the Titanic, and they might be able to get a couple boats off and then maybe rebuild a new boat and maybe save themselves. We'll see. I think a lot of people do not like Pete Parsons. I don't. But I think have the current management, as long as the current management is still in charge of Bungie, I think most people do not have faith in Bungie. And I don't think it's just the leadership. I think there are developers to be blamed because let's be honest. Episode 1 was literally one of the worst Destiny content cycles we've ever had, even worse than what we had in Lightfall. And that says something. And there are developers, there are narrative leads, there are all these people who made choices that led to that. It's not just the managers. It is also shitty developers and shitty narrative designers and all these other people making shitty choices that come together and make a shitty situation. Do I think everyone at Bungie is shitty? No, I think there's people that love the game, that play the game. Hell, we saw developers play Into the Light and actually kill it. There's some chill, cool dudes, and I feel so bad for them that they're shoved under the umbrella of Bungie. But that's how it is. As someone who I'm going to say it. It sucks, but it's going to happen. There are definitely bad developers in Bungie. There definitely are. Let's not act like they're all saints, because I'm sure that they're not. Get that. God dang. No one likes Pete. What does this mean? What does this mean? Remember, Sony assured everybody this wouldn't happen. Oh, shut the fuck up. No, they didn't. Based on satisfying performance? Yeah. No, it's pretty much been well known that Bungie independence was predicted on Bungie higher ups not effing up. Unfortunately, they effed up before Bungie bought them. Yeah. Hey guys, remember when Sony gave them money so that this wouldn't happen, and then Bungie just burned all the money up? Remember that? Oh, remember when Bungie oversold themselves to Sony and they were already like almost insolvent? Yeah, I remember that too. Listen, Bungie doesn't just gaslight players. Bungie also gaslights other people like Sony. I'm sure they gaslit Activision. I'm sure they also gaslit Microsoft. And I'm not saying that there wasn't issues with those companies either. I guarantee that they're also equally to blame for a lot of bad choices. But Sony, like, they don't get a bad rep here because everything pre is Bungie's fault. The situation that Destiny's in is 100% Bungie's fault. And Sony's, I don't know. I think they should be harsher. I think they should absolutely kick him in the nuts and say, hey, do something. Maybe they have. Maybe they've kicked them in the nuts a couple times and they're trying to let them get up and do something. I don't know. But overall, like, I think people are trying to give Bungie wiggle room and say, hey, it's not your fault. No, it's Bungie's fault. It's definitely the leader's fault. It's definitely definitely developers. Not all of them, but there's definitely developers to be blamed for the situation. Bungie's 7-step world domination plan. Start independent gaming software company. Dominate Mac platforms. Launch Assault on Windows platform. Announce killing game title. Acquire strange addictive Chinese food company. Recover Ling Ling's head. Stage bloody coup of new parent company. Take over the world. Shoot enemies. The sun with giant slingshot. How's the world domination plan going for you, Bungo? A very successful step 6, I'd say. I don't even know where this picture came from. It's interesting. I assume these are transitions that were talked about months ago. Yes. I don't know. Outside of that, you can let me know what you think, guys. I just, honestly, this is all Bungie's fault. The leadership, for sure. I think it's also some developers' faults as well. But definitely, like, let's be honest. We have heard from an ex-Bungie lawyer that the company itself, not just the leaders, the company itself thought that, you know, Sony's purchased us and we can just do whatever we want. That was like the mentality of the company, that they can just do whatever they want. And Sony wouldn't interfere. Like, there's some dumbassery in that company. And the fact that, and let's be honest, there's some dumbassery even from some of the good developers, because they're sitting by allowing this bad leadership to make bad choices, and they're just taking it. And so they are guilty by association. They're guilty by just not doing anything. They're just, you know what? If you choose to do nothing, guarantee if the whole company, the developers went on strike, they wouldn't all get fired. I'm just sorry. I don't believe they would all get fired. I don't think Sony would fire them. I think they would just fire the leadership, which maybe is what they should do. But let's not act like, developers are just being complicit and just sitting there and taking it. Sorry, I can only feel so bad for people. Like, if you're getting your balls kicked, you can either stay and continue to get your balls kicked, or you can get up and do something about it. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. As always, I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. Until next time, game out. Huzzah.